Yo, welcome back to Banter Trimz. You're here with your host Weza. Today we'll be discussing what's going on with Unai Emery's tactics, Liverpool and Man City, the big game tomorrow. Will United make the top four? And is Poch a world-class manager? And obviously our prayers go out to Andre Gomez after that horrific injury last week, man. In the barbershop another Saturday with my panel. We're gonna start with Spurs 1, Everton 1. Tosh, talk to us, man.
Again, we don't know what's going on with this club. If we're in the lead away, and once again we give it up. You know, okay, a few bad refereeing decisions. You can see why he gave the red card. But you've got to be consistent as a referee, and he was poor throughout that game. But Tottenham, you know, once we go in front, we're not sustaining and moving on to the second goal or the third goal. We're letting the teams back in. And Everton's on a poor run of form, but I did say it was likely to be a draw, and it ended in a draw.
Where was that? Goodison?
Yeah.
Do you think the red card was an opportunity for the ref to go and look at the screen?
With the time it took to sort out the situation of what had happened to the player, the game was stopped for more than 6 minutes. It could easily have gone over, but there must be a directive from the Premier League why referees are not looking at the screen.
Yeah. I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, spoke about it.
I think in the aftermath of the sending off, I think they were saying that the Premier League or the FA have said, you let the VAR panel deal with it, the screen's there, but it's going to take up even more time if the referee then runs to the screen and checks. So even though the screen is there, most of the time they're not going to use it.
But I mean, I think on average it's taken about 2 minutes to get these things resolved.
Yeah, but don't you think that the assistant referee himself can make that decision quick enough and radio that to the referee?
They were doing it fine without the VAR. It's just this lower one.
Yeah, well, now, I do feel they should take it away now. I think it's spoiling the game, but I mean, everyone's complaining saying the screen's there and no one's using it.
And they're making wrong decisions.
And they're getting the decisions wrong.
Yeah.
So they're in a house somewhere looking at this VAR and they're still getting it wrong.
But the thing is, we were all complaining about VAR not having.
They're not.
They're away from the stadium.
They're another way.
And they're still getting it wrong. Yeah. I mean, there was a handball. Was it a Dele Alli? Was it the handball?
Yeah, when he jumped up.
Yeah, there was something they kept on replaying, and you're watching it and you're thinking, you can blatantly see what's going on.
So you imagine that they can blatantly see what's going on.
Yeah, but their directive is if the referee hasn't highlighted it, then they don't intervene, because I think they've changed it from how the women's game was when they were doing it in their World Cup, and there was too much controversy over the amount of times they went to VAR, looked at it on the screen, the game's delayed. So they're trying to keep the game fluid and flowing, but in real terms, it's a sort of
but in big
best
decisions,
of two evils.
in the big decisions,
isn't the problem now with the VAR? You've actually got two referees. So you've got the referee on the pitch who makes a decision, and then you go to Stockley Park where you've got another referee who then makes another decision. Should the decision not stay with the original referee?
Who's on the pitch?
Who's on the pitch?
Yeah.
If he thinks he's made a mistake, he could review it and either change it
that's
or
what the
leave
screen's
it.
there for.
Yeah, but that's what
it
is
should be.
happening. If you watch the flow of the game,
it's
not
happening though, is it?
No, it is happening because the referee's making that
happening.
decision. Hold on. The referee's making that decision, and only if it's in a goal-scoring situation or a penalty situation does Stockley Park then make its assertive.
The ref didn't know nothing about the Dele Alli handball.
Yeah, he doesn't know, but so what they're doing is allowing the game to flow because the referee hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen it.
They didn't let the game flow, they stopped it.
No, they didn't stop it.
They didn't stop it.
They allowed the game to flow.
Oh no, the game will always flow, but then VAR stopped it.
Yeah.
The referee didn't look at it.
No. When did the game stop in its natural course of play? It didn't stop
never
because
happen.
they didn't just say, "Oh, there's a handball incident there." The ball must have gone out. There must have been a discussion. So that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing, because what they don't want to keep doing is overruling the referee, like what happened in the women's game.
Yeah, but I thought the whole point of VAR was to make basically when something happens and it's been missed. I thought one of the points of VAR was to highlight that.
But the thing
Yeah,
is,
but
also,
when we watched that in the women's game, there was so much problems with that they then said, well, let's trial it this way. Now get to the end of the season, see all the faults that have gone wrong, then
My
try and make
understanding
some
of it was,
adjustments.
but remember, ultimately, the referee on the pitch has the last word.
what
And if he feels
so
that,
what I'm saying, Julie, from my understanding was that it was all about if it was a whisker of a decision, if it was just over the line, if it was just offside, if there was a
That's where it comes in.
That's where VAR. That's where they can roll it back and they can they can do that thing where they can and that's my understanding of what VAR was. But obviously it's a farce.
But
It's a hot mess. It is a hot mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it is. Because no one don't know who's in charge.
No, what's going on?
First
And then when you're there at the stadium, it's just like 3 minutes of
Yeah,
the
cocking
players
around.
are walking around, having a drink of water. You don't know what's going on.
Ultimately, the referee does have the final decision, but the reason why I think aesthetically they should just remove the TV screen, because it's just making life more difficult.
Yeah.
Ultimately, people are gonna moan anyway. So say if VAR, the panel, wherever they are, say, oh, it's a pen or not a pen, goes against the referee, and then the ref then walks across the pitch, goes to the screen, and then counters them, it's going to bring up even more controversy. So if it's going to be here to stay, I think they're going to need to tweak it. It's still in its infancy, but they may need to do things like remove that TV screen, because every time it's not looked at,
it's
and
causing problems.
It's causing problems.
Cause definitely.
But they're saying the decision should be clear and obvious.
Obvious.
Let's go back to that Dele Alli thing.
Yeah.
How long did it take to look at that? So that can't be clear and obvious.
Right, yeah.
Clear and obvious should you just
But
look at it
one
again
time
and
you
say,
say,
boom.
yeah, bam.
But if you look at how rugby use it, the referee who we say has the final decision doesn't have the final decision. It's done by
No, he asked
TMOs.
the guy.
Yes.
He asked
So
the
they
TMO
look
guy
at it
to look
He
at
asked him,
and
does
then-
that, doesn't he?
and then they just put it up.
Yeah.
So that's where football does need to go.
Yeah, they don't put it
but
up.
they're not doing
That's
that.
easy.
But Tosh, you
for
know-
the offside. For the offside, VAR has to do that because the referee can't do them marginal ones.
Yeah.
VAR has to do that. For like the Dele Alli handball, just say ref, go look at your monitor. You should have like a 10-second, 20-second limit.
Yeah.
Look at your monitor. You missed this. Would you have given it? He looks at it.
Yeah.
10, 20 seconds. No, that's it. Not this rewind back. If it's rewind back, it's not handball.
But that's what rugby does.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
when
they-
you
that's
watch
how they need to do it.
You see them touch,
Emotion,
not touch,
yeah.
not touch.
No, we're
But-
not touchdown.
yeah,
you
he
can
was
do
saying-
that because that's a factual
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but that's the same with the
Yeah,
handball.
offside. No, handball's different because you don't know if
it's deliberate.
you don't.
or
Yeah,
it's
it's
accident.
deliberate and thingy.
Well, there's
Dele
no
Alli's one was
controversy
handball. It was
Well,
handball.
It's subjective.
Now, where they seem to be making a mistake, take handball for example, it's not even subjective, it's objective. As long as the ball hits your arm and you're the attacking player, it's handball.
Right, the
Which is-
attacking
which
player.
is-
What's good?
See, the thing is, like as someone said earlier on, like once the referee don't see, they should never pull it back. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Just make the game flow.
Let the game
Don't
flow.
pull it back.
Because we've been
If
playing
the
like that for
referee-
years.
If the referee see
Yeah,
and they try like think is it a handball or not, that's the time you can do it.
Yeah.
But once the referee don't see, just play the game.
Play the
It's
game.
not
And
another
if
game.
he's not
Because
sure,
that's
if
what
he's
we've
not
always
sure,
done. We've all played football under those conditions. Now we're playing football under this kind of new technology. Oh, did you see it? Did you? If you didn't see it, the referee should allow it. As you rightly said, clear and obvious. But we've gone from this clear and obvious to loads of different factors, which is creating everyone to have this debate over it.
In saying that though, I think it should be similar to like an offside rule. In offside, it's phases of play. So if they still believe it's in the same, say for instance, if it's a potential offside decision, and it's still within a phase of play that leads to a goal, then I don't object to them having a look and saying, is this offside or not? But if it goes on too long and they pull it back and say, oh, and I think that's where a lot of people are getting confused. Whether it's still within that phase of play, for example, and it's out of the phase of play. That's just one. But it is a mess in general. It's going to need to be tweaked and reviewed.
Yeah.
Definitely. But it's a strange one because we're all confused. Every week something else comes up with confused.
So I wanted to ask you, did you feel that? How did you feel about Song's tackle?
It's football. We've all played football. No matter what level of football you've played, you get, it's part and parcel of the game. Did he do it intentionally? No, but he went over there to stop the player.
The foul or the broken leg?
He went over to stop the player because of the incident that happened previously.
Was it an elbow?
Yeah, there was an elbow which he was irate about.
Yeah.
So he went over, and his intentions was
To foul. But not to
unfortunately,
obviously, yeah.
that's the
the song.
the son thing.
Yeah, because you could see him get up.
Yeah.
When he got the elbow. You got like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this.
But it was accident elbow. It wasn't.
Yeah, but you as the player that's being aggrieved don't realise it's accidental. At the time, the red mist has come over. It's one of those things.
One of those moments.
Yeah.
One of those moments in the game, innit?
I think it was a foul. I think the foul was intentional. I just don't think the outcome.
Yeah.
It was because it was a tame. It was like a tactical foul.
Yes.
It was a tame attempt.
The sort of thing that
at stopping play.
Yeah.
So
Like when
then-
Uzi done a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, there was no malice in it whatsoever.
or what Henderson does regularly.
Regular.
How are we doing that?
Yeah, why we
No,
got
but I'm just saying, when you using
we're
people's
here
names.
defending your guy.
So I was gonna say, obviously the first half was really boring. Obviously it shows why you lot are 11th at the moment, but 4 losses.
Was that a dig?
No.
Oh, I thought you was the presenter. Yeah. I like to know if the presenter's impartial here.
So it's 4 losses, 3 wins, 4 draws.
Yeah, we're in a terrible state of form. And, I'm not a deluded Spurs fan. I've told people, and I don't know what my manager's up to. He's clueless. He's telling us he's going to wait 18 months to bled players in that are on loan.
Yeah.
How does that work? I mean, what kind of conversation is that?
And you've got Sheffield this week as well.
Oh, yeah. I did put on Banter Trimz about Man United. And I forgot that we got them. So I can see Tottenham losing 2-0. I actually can, yeah. Because
I think you're at home though.
hey, worse things have happened. We lost 7-1 to Bayern Munich, so 2-0 is probably a good result.
Things have got that bad.
So on to the next game. Bournemouth 1. Man United 0. Obviously we ain't got Dumb and Dumber here this week.
You hear what he said?
So it's all on you today, Uncle. It's all on you today.
Nah, it was just bad. Bad there at the office, man. It was terrible. We couldn't handle that. They had too much power first, man.
They were playing old school.
They were playing old school
on you lot, man.
and it just
Great
worked
to
out.
watch.
Come on, us.
They were-
Old
yeah,
school,
the
man.
way they-
Winning first and second balls.
Yeah,
Being a bit aggressive.
aggressive, everything. They had it.
Kick ups in the box and spinning and
They
stuff.
know what that world class stuff.
Them playground goals,
Yeah, bro. Them play all them goals you do in training.
I think just psychologically, the fear that used to be associated with playing Man United is just gone.
gone.
These guys are just showing
People just
zero
don't
respect.
care. They just don't care.
They don't care no
Whether
more.
it's at Old Trafford, anywhere, they just don't care.
Don't care no more.
And until we start to build back something, even drawing with Liverpool doesn't mean it looked like something, but it don't mean nothing.
Well, like they said, they played the occasion.
Yeah, we played the occasion.
There's
and
no
that was it.
excuse though.
So really, basically, they
There
let
was
you
no
off.
fire after that. They won like 3 away games in a row.
Yeah, but come Norwich and I can't even remember the other
Norwich
two.
beat City.
Yeah, but
I thought United
they're still missing about 9 players in they Norwich.
From the game of...
after they won a couple of games.
All right, that's it.
Martial
Let's
come
move
back.
on from the ball.
No.
No.
Nobody else got nothing to say.
Martial come back.
Nice, sir.
Nobody else got nothing to say.
Yeah, but you got your strike force.
Yeah, the strike
You got your strike force there.
Yeah, we got our strike force back. It made a difference. They look in the week. They look very good. In the week, they look very good. Even though it's against a poor side.
What league? You said so?
Europa League, sorry. So, you see how that flowed though?
No, I didn't.
You see how that flowed? I'm so used to Man United being in the Champions League, but sorry, I forgot.
So right, is it what?
But obviously Brighton this weekend, At home.
The mighty
At
Brighton.
home.
LT.
I think we'll win that back 2-0.
And Amex.
Listen,
No,
Aaron,
it's at
Aaron
Brighton.
Connolly might turn up, bro. Like he did, was it against Spurs?
No.
Yeah,
He
well,
might
I
turn
mean,
up.
yeah. I mean, it was at the Amex.
Sometimes these guys like to just announce
It's at the
themselves
Amex.
against the
Is it at the Amex or Old
No, it's
the
Trafford?
big dons.
Old Trafford.
Where's,
Oh, okay.
Is it at the Amex?
Yeah, but I mean,
Old Trafford.
Right, yeah, we'll win that 2-0.
No, they'll
Okay.
them up for Old Trafford.
We'll win to 2-0.
okay.
Alright. So on to the next game, where we got a mark here. Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 2. But before we go into that, the question I want to ask Roberto, as we're talking about Liverpool, is what would be your combined Liverpool and Man City team? Your combined 11.
A Liverpool first 11
The
with
back is sorted. It'll be all Liverpool.
Yeah.
Standard.
keeper and all.
Midfield, I've got to have De Bruyne. That'll be rude.
You let him in?
I'd have Fabinho.
Man's
holding.
Rabbit,
Fernandinho.
Like his thing, isn't it?
So
Fabinho.
hold on a second. So you're saying it's your goalkeeper?
Yeah. The whole of our back line will be
All of his back line. Oh, is that Gomez or Trent?
I don't think the back line is ready.
Pick who you want.
No, it's your 11. It's your 11.
Yeah, it's your
I'd say, even though I say
So
I
that's
believe
5.
Gomez would start,
Yeah.
I'd say Trent,
Okay.
sake of argument. Yeah.
Okay.
The whole of the back line with Liverpool.
Right.
Fabinho,
Yeah.
De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Who else plays?
I thought you feel. What about Ox?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
No, you
okay.
combine.
No, I'm trying to think. The third guy is difficult. God.
Wow.
Who's in City's team?
You'll find
Silva.
out. You'll find out on
Bernardo
Sunday.
Silva.
Bernardo
Sterling.
Silva then.
You say
Yeah.
Bernardo, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And front two.
I would go.
You've gone 4,
I'd go
5.
Mane, Sterling.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, then that's 12 players you're coming up with now.
No, it's 4-3-3.
You put in the midfield with Fabinho, De Bruyne.
And Silva. Mane, Sterling. I gotta be fair. I say Aguero.
Has to be Aguero.
So it's gotta be Aguero.
Oh.
You know what? I
Oh,
asked you that question 'cause I thought you were just gonna go.
Yeah.
I told you, there's words that trigger me. When you get me in my rational state of mind, I can be right. There's just certain words that you can't say.
That is a good.
That's
I
what
like that. And
yeah,
Mark,
yeah.
do you agree or
I disagree
would you
with the
chop
back.
and change some stuff there?
If
I
the
disagree
Laporte,
with the
if
back.
Laporte was
Yeah,
fit,
Laporte, yeah.
then it might throw up potential.
Nah,
So him and Van Dijk in the middle.
I reckon
Yeah.
Man City got better left and right than
Mendy and Walker.
not Mendy and
No,
Walker.
no.
They got the
See, Walker, we can have a debate about
Zinchenko,
Walker and
Zinchenko.
but Mendy, no.
It's in,
no.
I'm talking
It's the other way around.
I'm talking about the silver
way
youth,
round.
the Russian youth.
Okay, yeah.
Zinchenko?
Yes.
He's not better than Mendy.
No, he is.
He's a
better
He's a
Why do you
lot
think
better.
Mendy only plays now and again?
Andy Robertson's 30.
No, hold on, he plays in a week.
No, he's
The
just
right
coming
side's
back.
different.
He's never been out since. He's played
We can
about
have a
10
debate
games.
about
Zinchenko has been playing very well. That Russian youth.
Is way better than Zinchenko.
Hold on. So you're saying that would you say Walker's a better defender?
No, I'm saying it's questionable. Oh no, Walker's a better defender.
He's a better defender.
Walker's probably
Than Trent.
one of yeah.
Yeah, you're joking.
I mean,
What?
I don't think so.
Walker's probably one of the better
Even as Gareth.
right backs.
Yeah.
Probably
No. But you see, with
Probably in Europe.
Alexander
Definitely in
Trent,
England.
He's got, you know, when it comes to the free kicks and stuff like that, his all-round game has a let's say,
As a defender, Walker is one of the better defenders
Walker's a
out
better
there.
defender.
No, you just said as a defender he's better, but Walker's a better defender.
No, he's better. His all-round
All-round.
all-round game is better, but
That's
not
it.
in.
That's
But
better.
he's not in.
He's
not
As
in
a modern
defence.
back, you know they've
Yeah.
got to go forward
Yeah.
and defend.
That's what the
If we're
position
talking about,
That's the position though.
I know, but
Okay,
I'm
I'm
just
talking
saying
about the attributes.
the element of if pure defending,
Yeah.
I believe he's better than Trent, right?
And you see Walker defend.
Yeah, he's
He's
better.
fast, he can recover. He can't actually defend.
Hold on. I've seen him too. A lot
I
of
think
stuff.
he's a better defender.
Walker is.
Alright, Joe, do me a favour. Can you get the stats up then?
Of what?
Tackles.
No.
Let's get tackles one between.
No, but
Trent.
you got to look at
And-
it. You got to look at it
Man City don't
rationally.
get attacked like that. You got
A man doesn't pay 54 million for a player that's
How
not.
much would
You
Trent
know,
cost? How much would Trent cost?
but he hasn't been sold. He's just come through the academy.
Alright.
So
Let's
until that
be
happens.
rational.
Yeah, what-
Let's be rational.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyone in the world, Real Madrid, Barcelona,
Mhm.
they made 55 million, 75 million for Trent.
Yeah, that's
If you
true.
go in.
Is he-
It's
yeah,
debatable.
he's gonna go. Only reason.
No, he's not going.
Yeah, it's
What, if-
debatable.
Not true.
Debatable.
It's debatable if that offer comes in. At
Liverpool
the moment,
got
we
what
know
to say.
an
No,
offer.
we want to get you. You
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah,
if they say we don't need to go, I don't believe
if you're
you go.
splashing silly money, then yes, he
So you know what I'm
goes.
saying? Would you think they would?
But
think
not
Liverpool
your-
would accept 75 million
No.
for Trent?
No, I don't.
But I don't think Man City will release
Like
Walker.
21. He just.
I think
I think
Walker
he
got
literally
30
turned
million,
21
yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
I don't think they release him. I don't think they release. They don't.
Walker's decent. Don't get me wrong. I just think Trent.
No, all right. Well, who's a better right back than him?
Huh?
If we take out Trent, then because we're arguing about who's a better right back than Walker.
Other than Trent,
I'm saying take Trent out of it.
I'd
Yeah.
say. That's what I'm saying. Walker's good, but
So really,
So
He's
that's
up
what
there.
what we're debating about is between Walker and what's it, and there's different.
no, I'm just saying. I
attributes.
think. I don't think Walker's that close to him.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a fair
He's gonna
point.
sound-
I would
He's in
say
the England team.
Robertson and Mendy are closer than Walker and Trent.
This is. It's gonna sound. And
No, I say that
You're
differently.
looking at Trent's
Because-
all-round game, you know.
You got to remember,
With Liverpool's in,
It's
but they're
the one
talking about
thing, though.
back-to-back just defending.
But that's
Joe.
not how football's played.
Joe. You got to remember as well.
That's how football's played.
To be fair, it's kind of difficult to
Yeah.
even.
Because
It's gonna be always be subject because at the end of the day, the two teams we're talking about, do they really have to do that much? Defending
does sometimes.
in comparison to other teams?
yeah, man.
It's gonna- it's difficult.
No, but that's why. But at least it's them two, so it's the
Okay.
same. It's not like we're
Yeah,
comparing
yeah,
the
yeah,
Liverpool
yeah,
one
yeah,
and the
yeah,
Arsenal
you're right.
one.
No, you're
You're
right.
right,
Actually,
yeah.
you're right.
Both the same. It's about the same.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good
I just
point.
think, I think Walker's just. I know what you're saying, but I'm talking in terms of pure, just the defensive aspect of his role. I think Walker.
And I like, you know, when Walker goes on that run, you sense something could come off of it.
Yeah.
I don't sense that with Trent. Trent's
What,
a
see,
more of
see,
a
see, that's where we disagree. That's where we dis. Trent has got more assists. He got more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't sense that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whereas
Yeah.
Trent will
But
deliver
Trent
you
is
a ball.
dangerous.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's why Trent
Yeah.
can defend enough.
Trent will deliver a wicked ball and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
get you. I get you.
Walker
I
will
get
go on a run and you think, shit,
Yeah.
what is he gonna?
He's
very direct.
But as you saw,
he's just running at you.
but you saw with that game
Yeah,
against Aston Villa how
Yeah.
important that energy and that desire
To
to
win.
make that
goal
work.
that he
I don't
scored.
see Trent doing
Off
that
his
for
left
me.
foot as well.
Yeah.
Boy, I was shocked. I was shocked at that.
Yeah.
Walker.
Walker's goal.
Yeah, Walker's goal. The way it came over and the way he took it.
You can blast it.
Oh yeah, and he can take the free kicks if he wants to. Yeah. I'm not saying that he's got the same way as in a free kick specialist, because you know that if Trent puts the ball down, you're thinking this could go in.
He's
But
going
you
in.
got to remember as well.
It's going in.
Trent's a midfielder.
No, you're right.
No, it should be though.
He's a mid. He started as a midfielder. In circumstances, put him at right. He was meant to be like they were talking Steven Gerrard talk with him.
Oh yeah, remember you
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
Like,
But they went and
but
bought Ox.
circumstances.
Sorry, I thought.
But circumstances, we had an issue at right back. They put him at right back. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's-
actually right, yeah. And then it's just stayed. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Man. So, what do you think the score's gonna be tomorrow? Super
See, I'm
Sunday.
not
Super
sure I'm gonna
Sunday
say because
at Anfield. The Liverpool fans are going to be going mad when the bus is coming through,
Yeah.
throwing all sorts of
You
things.
know what I mean? Injuring
It's all
people.
set up.
So,
It's
no,
all
I'm
gonna be
gonna-
set up,
We're
bro.
not doing that. We're not.
You're not
I'm
doing
gonna
that
be honest
again.
with you, I'm gonna be
You
honest.
Scousers can't behave, bro.
no, it's gonna be. It's
and I'm
gonna
gonna be so happy because you've been an Arsenal fans. So when you lot get busy tomorrow, I'm gonna be
No,
messaging.
it's-
Like, what? Are you not
it's-
watching this?
It's gonna be intense for
It's gonna
them.
be very intense.
But I
man.
think we're gonna refrain from launching glass bottles at their club.
Yeah.
The bosses put out a public service announcement saying
Loads of bosses have done that before.
This is all our responsibility. Yeah, we're all one. We can't be moving like that. But I think it's going to be flares and the lights. We're going to be, putting them on edge. But I think, see, I'm truly into. I don't know. I want to say, listen, for me, it's important to avoid defeat. But in saying that, I think we might sneak it again 2-1. And in light of me saying we win on average with 2 goals, and I know Tosh has already drawn me out on that one already. I do actually maintain I think it's going to be 2-1. But I'll be honest with you, avoiding defeat is key.
So how would you feel about a draw?
I'll be alright with a draw. Like, there's going to be certain games this season, and they're going to be against City more often than like the teams like City, where you have to be tactical in it, picking up a point. See, I'll take that. Shall I tell you why I have to take that back? Because we're actually at home.
5 minutes later.
So can I ask you two a question? Yeah. Obviously now that Roberto's been triggered.
Pushed over the edge.
Do you not feel that your front three is better than Man City's front three then?
Yes.
You two feel that?
Yeah.
Tosh?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Joe?
The X Factor is Sterling.
Absolutely.
The X Factor is Sterling.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You asked a question, innit?
No, I ain't gonna lie. Silver, Sterling.
Aguero.
Jesus. One is the only bad boy right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
Mane is the only bad boy.
We're not saying you haven't got a good front three, but they're not better than Man City's front
Can I ask you a question?
We'll see.
Did you see the game on Saturday last week? The Aston Villa game?
Yes.
And at 90 minutes, where were we?
90 minutes.
At 90 minutes, where were we? 90 minutes, where were we?
1-1.
1-1.
At 94 minutes, where were we?
2-1.
Yeah.
Did you see that goal?
Come on.
Mane's
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
I've done
What does that
two.
mean though?
It means that he's very good at his job, what he's paid to do.
Yeah.
Mane.
No, he's.
That doesn't put him in the ratings against Aguero.
Look. How many games have he won?
Okay, then.
How many games have
Alright.
he won?
Alright.
That they scored first against
Okay,
us?
on a personal.
Come on. No,
The hate is really
you're not
hating.
serious.
There's no City fans in here, you know.
It doesn't matter.
No,
It doesn't matter. We're talking realistic. We're talking realistic.
Tosh, you lot got it the other day.
Any
So
of
I don't know
your
what you're
three
talking about. You lot got it, and Arsenal got it, and you lot got it. You know what it feels like. You lot got 3 goals.
No. Hold on. You can't. That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
I don't care.
Mark just brought out his gun.
Yeah. You got it. But that's not the question. Reggie, deal with the question. You're coming like Boris Johnson.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think Aguero's the problem. I think Raheem Sterling is head and shoulders.
You know what's hurting them, man? Because Raheem left them.
You're not crocky, yeah?
Raheem.
Here we go. You go Google that.
Hold on.
Go Google that.
Sergio Aguero, he's an old,
Thank you.
31.
reaching retirement,
Right.
over the hill, rotating
Right. Jesus. No. Say that word again.
Say it again.
Jesus. And then Sterling. Sterling also. You could easily back a Man City team. See Sterling on the bench. You see him. Now we have. We have Vardy, Abraham, Aguero, Aubameyang, Sterling.
Okay.
Ahead of Liverpool.
And all of you are below us in the league. What are you talking about?
But not even that.
Not even that.
Not even that.
And all of you. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
Stop. This is what happens when you lose the argument. Lose the argument and move somewhere else.
No.
We're talking about front line.
Okay. Let me ask you one key question.
Yeah.
So okay then, we're 11
One
games
question
in,
and the man's
and those are the
getting
numbers,
touched,
yeah?
you know.
Yeah.
So let's rewind. I know we don't like talking about
Man, I ain't chat about my
history, but let's then go back a season.
Let's do that.
Who outbanged who?
Then
Let's go back another season.
No. You said
Who outbanged who?
Hold on.
What are you on about?
Front lines, you know.
Front lines.
Okay.
You can't
You
They
just
scored
mentioned.
100 and odd
You
goals.
just mentioned Aguero. I've asked you a
No.
question.
No. They scored
We had 2 out
You're
of the
not
top 3
listening.
top goal
You're
scorers
not
last season.
listening.
Yeah, but they scored
You're not
100
listening.
odd goals, man.
But we had 2 out of the top 3.
You're not listening.
Okay, good point.
Last
Let's
year,
start, man. Let's start, man.
last year, they got 95 goals.
That's not the question I
You
asked.
No,
got
listen.
80 hold on.
You mentioned Aguero. You
I'm gonna
pinpointed
go- wait,
Aguero.
I'm telling you the team one. That's the team. 95 to your 89. Now we're going to go get the player.
2 out of the top 3 is Liverpool.
Yep.
And they all have another season.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We know that.
Well, before if you
So,
go back too
as-
far,
back to my original
if you
point.
go back too
to
far,
my original point.
Harry Kane comes into
My
the
front
equation.
3 is on stuff. And the more you lot are talking, I have to realise, oh, it's my team, and they're gonna murk City tomorrow.
Okay.
That's triggered.
Okay, right.
You
That's-
triggered me now.
that's
We'll
good.
see
That's what
tomorrow.
they wanted from you, bro.
That's what you wanted. Triggered.
Okay. Okay.
You're like, it's like you're
That's what we want. We
disrespecting
want.
my-
All right. All right. It's about time. You know what? Bring a red card and send 2 of them home.
Referee, hey.
Send 2 of them home.
Well done, you triggered me.
You know, because remember, Ajax had 2 players sent off. Yeah, send 2 of them off.
2 players.
We deserve a yellow at best.
Look. Like I saw some interviews of all your last time interviews between Pep and Klopp, and they're both saying that they make each other better.
What did the man get last year? 20 or 22?
That they make each
Oh,
other
Ross,
better.
it was, you know.
I swear it was 20.
You had 2 man sent
Aubameyang.
off to win that game, to even draw that game. You had 2 man sent off.
It was
Don't
let's
rub your
not
hands.
confuse the viewers.
Don't rub your
Hold on,
hands.
let's not confuse
Let's not confuse this, Tosh.
Yeah, don't rub your hands. I'm ready for you.
No, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, please.
Who's got the better front line? Man City
Yeah.
or Liverpool? Your personal view. Don't worry about these lot sitting next to you.
No.
See,
We'll get you out safe.
Hold on.
We'll get you out safe.
Why did you even mention us? Are you talking?
You man being
I'd
sent off,
say-
you know, like Ajax.
As a unit,
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Okay.
As individuals, probably. It's hard to look past Aguero for the last X amount of years.
100.
He's been on it. So
But he
I
said
think
his
he's the
picture
best
was
player.
front
Sterling
3, so that is
is
yeah,
like
I think the front.
literally one of the top players on the planet
I-
right
I
now.
said
Raheem
Liverpool.
Sterling don't get
Yeah, that.
talked up enough. He's literally one of the best
There's a
players.
difference of
Aguero
opinion.
probably the best striker in the planet.
Who?
Aguero.
No, Lewandowski probably.
You're giving him this season.
No, I'm giving him the season. Go back again, see how many goals that guy bangs.
Yeah, he's on
He's not
he's
a
on like
joke, bro.
30, you know, already in all competitions. 20 something or some mad number. So
I think
there.
that's Poland.
Yeah, come on. I mean,
It's
there's
Germany.
only about there's only 2
Poland. I think
teams.
it's his national
Good
team.
lord.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
in
he's
Poland,
got
you
20
know.
goals.
Oh, see, I thought you meant it's
Yeah,
as
in
in
Poland.
this is the league.
Germany, come on.
As soon
lads,
as
stop
he comes over here, he ain't gonna be banging in goals like that. So let him come over here.
I don't think
Let
he
him
would.
come
That's the
over
thing.
here.
I think
It'd be
he'll
another
play it
waste
safe
of
and
space.
sound.
Look, the way I see things is, like
Aguero is above all strikers. the man's the shortest man on the pitch and
The only
scoring
one I can-
headers.
the only person I can chat to in the
Anyway, the main thing is that I think
City.
City's gonna
That's
win.
me.
Do the business tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Say that again, Lee? I love this guy, you know.
Eh?
At Anfield.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you this.
So basically, you're
After
saying
last season as well, what you
I'm
got to say?
not
As a fan,
because of Liverpool, Man United.
it's 100% that.
It is.
100%.
I don't think they are gonna win.
Because I just think that they're
As a Liverpool fan, Junior, as a fan, not as a player, not as part of the club, that we should. What did we lose? 2-1 to them last season.
Yeah.
That's the only game we lost.
Yeah.
Like I said, up until the last half an hour,
Yeah, yeah.
45 minutes.
No,
until
no.
last week, we had a chance with the league.
Yeah.
It cut deep. I'm
Yeah.
telling you this. The least we have to do is beat them tomorrow. The least.
It's not that busts you up, you know. It's that goal that Company scored against Leicester.
Look,
If
but
they
no,
never scored
that
that
was the
goal,
last game of the season, eh?
no, it's second to last.
Second to last.
If he
It
never
wasn't
scored
that-
that
it was a
goal,
draws at Palace.
if he never scored that goal, you lot win.
The Joy Palace
You
and
lot
Leicester.
win. Yeah, but that's always the
But
point.
what the point I'm making is, so we know at the least we have to do is beat them at home.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do. We have to get 3
No,
goals.
I know.
With the Heat
I know.
out tomorrow, I'm telling you.
I know.
Out.
If you don't
The
think
Heat's
like
out
that,
tomorrow.
if you don't think like that, yeah, you're gonna lose the game.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's
if you
a
try to win that game, you're
Yes.
gonna lose it.
Well, if you come out open, if you come,
Yeah, yeah.
If you try to win that game, you're
Yeah.
gonna lose it.
Yeah.
If you chill, Man City, you don't need to win that game.
Thank
City
you. Need to win the
that
game.
So
And if
Yeah.
you come
you
out,
sit and
you're
wait
not
it
gonna
out. from you wait it out, you're gonna get their gaps because they can't play without gaps. From you sit and wait it out, you get their gaps.
Well, the way I see things is,
Yeah.
I've not said
City
this,
have
I've
to
not
get
said
it.
this
City
for
have-
maybe 20 odd years. I have faith in my manager. I actually have faith in his ability to do. No, I've not been able to say it. You've been sitting before.
If you don't draw that game,
for 30
if you don't draw that game,
I've spent off my money. That's done all sorts. Now I've got a lot of bad looking chick. You know what I'm saying? She's alright. And she can cook. She can do the full of my language. Do you know what I mean?
what's the gap now? 6.
Yeah.
So if you don't draw, it stays the same, and then you've got arguably one more hard game.
But do you know what it?
Them.
Yeah.
But do you know what it is? So for me, that's why I flip flopped. Yeah. I don't want to have that mindset of it's only one more hard game, bro. I want that cushion. Because you never know when the
last season when we played
the
them,
league.
we had 10
In this
points.
game.
Don't say that.
When we played them
win the
last
league.
season at Anfield, we
You
had
know,
a
if
10
I
point
talk,
gap, and we
it
still
happens.
lost.
You know that.
We never. The thing is,
If
we never had
you
a
beat Man City tomorrow,
You see Man City now.
We had a game in hand.
no,
we never had
I'm
that game.
telling you.
Where Man City are mentally
Never.
now, yeah.
Yes.
For one, they've got 3 eyes on the Champions League. That's
Yeah,
one. That's
100%.
one. For 2, their squad's a little older, so it's not as good as last year. Where there you've got Aguero's old, Silva's old, Company's gone, Stones is whack, Otamendi's old and whack. They've got players coming in and out. They're gonna lose more stupid games than you lot are still. They're gonna do it again. There's gonna be games they're gonna lose, and that's where you lot are gonna win the league. With other teams beating them before. Other teams beating them.
I'll take that. I'll take that all day, man. Keep on talking.
So let me ask you a question. I heard something about, I think it's Real Madrid looking to put a bid in for Sterling.
I think it was fun. Someone just made it up.
That's rude.
So where do you think that number would start?
Huh?
Where do you think that number would start?
Not 70. Not
What?
70.
I heard 75.
No,
70 and Bell.
75. And Bale. So what's Bale worth? Bale worth 30 mil. That's 100 mil. What are we talking about?
Oh yeah, and Bell,
Roughly.
yeah, I heard, yeah.
So that's 100 mil we're talking. That's still not enough money.
So how much?
For who?
This is no
For
dig
Sterling,
at
for himself.
no dig at Junior's team. What's my man's name?
Pogba?
No, the defender that they bought the other day.
Oh, Maguire.
How much was he? 85.
Right, what's
So
my
we're saying
man?
we now live in a world, and it's not even a dig at United. I just can't remember. We live in a world currently that Raheem Sterling, or I'll say again, is legitimately top 3 in the world. I think 3 or 5 in the world right now.
Yeah,
it's only worth £100 million.
Right, so on to Chelsea.
Yes.
Sliding through, man. Literally sliding
Roberto, give me a
through.
porridge or something up there.
You know what?
All eyes weren't really on them at the beginning of the season, but I mean, I think since what game was it? Since Liverpool. That's the last game we lost. I mean, should have won in the week.
Yeah.
Had that goal disallowed.
You're right at the end.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Chelsea had the goal disallowed. Came back from, was it 4-1 down?
Yeah, 4-1 down.
4-4.
The boys are on a roll.
Boys on a
Frank-
roll.
At home, you know, they're on a roll. They're on a roll. 4-1 down. They're on a roll. You got a cheat.
I'm not quite. I'm not
Thanks.
so sure why Toshi's so upset about Chelsea's rise.
Oh, it's a rise now. So where was you if you're rising?
Where were we?
Yeah.
You mean when?
No, you said it. It's a rise.
Do you know,
We had-
Lee, nobody
we had
thought
a-
you lot would be doing bits.
Exactly.
No one gave Frank a chance.
We had a transfer ban at the beginning of the
Oh,
season.
it is. Whose fault's that? If you want to steal,
I thought you'd do bits this season.
hold on. What we got to feel sorry for a man who's got a transfer ban? You lot are the ones stealing and holding up the whole of the football by teething people's children, and now you're there telling us that we got to feel sorry for them.
Something's happened with Tosh and Chelsea, man. I don't know.
No, I'm not having that. The man's saying that he's on a transfer
You
ban.
can see you not having that, mate.
So we were teething
People's children.
Yeah, because you put them into your academy. You know why you got your ban. So okay, explain. You're the Chelsea man. Why did you get your ban?
Why did we get our ban? Because they were sponsoring underage players from foreign countries.
Well, that's a good thing for people, man.
You see?
And the football authority didn't like it.
Right.
Man City
Did you hear
was
that?
saying,
Did you hear what he just said? I hope you got that on camera.
No, I missed it. What did he say?
All right, explain, please.
I'm
Because
saying Man City was doing exactly the same thing.
we're
and they-
talking
and they
about
made it
Chelsea.
right.
You see, you're coming like Boris Johnson here. Please stick to the question. Why did Chelsea get his transfer ban?
Because they were children.
Chelsea been at it though for years. Chelsea been at it for years.
Thank you. They had an academy
When
of
your first
30
players-
odd
Can I be honest with you,
youngsters.
though?
Go on.
I want no trouble, yeah?
You best.
Arsenal
No trouble. You pioneered that issue.
You know, South Africa, where
You
is South
pioneered
Africa?
Africa.
Where
You
is
don't
South
ever
Africa?
be insane.
No, but
Where
they
are
weren't underage. They weren't underage. They weren't
Thank you.
We've been about
Yeah, they would not.
These
What, he went
Hey,
to
listen,
12 o'clock?
let me tell you something.
Where's
I went to their academy, you know, when Michael Amelia was there. I know what they were up to.
They weren't underage.
How young?
I went there, 14, 13.
It's
You
rubbish.
lot been holding up the whole of the
It's-
Premier League,
it's a
taking all the
nonsense.
children.
We went on the coast and
classic
the boat
example. The one player that-
until after 12 o'clock, and then we get them
Complained
when it's
about.
dark.
He's the guy that Chelsea now sold to Leon. That guy came over here when he was 14.
Do the striker.
They sent him to, what's that school, that Whitgift school in
Yes,
Croydon?
in Croydon. by-
Private education. Buy his mother a house for him, the boy and his
You
family.
can't do that.
And,
London.
and you can't do that. What's wrong with that?
Oh, so you're inducing underage individuals with bribery.
He comes with a big scandal about
So-
him doing wrong stuff with the kids too.
Thank you.
Back in the day, that's
Right, I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Lee's
no, no.
my guy in it, so I'm about to say something a bit biased. But
No.
why are we pretending like every other club don't do the exact
Hey,
same
listen,
thing?
listen. Hold on. Let me explain
They all do
one word of
They all
law,
do it,
which
yeah?
this man knows.
Yeah.
Everyone's stealing, but only a thief gets caught. So there.
Philosopher too, yeah?
Yeah.
Engineer.
Everyone's stealing, but only a thief gets caught.
That's alright anyway, because
What
Arsenal started anyway, but they were
I know
they
that they got
Arsenal never got
They
caught.
were 16 and they were 32.
Hey, when they used to go at themselves in Africa. They used to roll at themselves.
Arsenal are dangerous, you know.
So you can get back now that he's admitting.
I can't lie.
They all finished school. They finished school.
Well, yes, you're a man of the bar, and I don't expect you to lie.
But yeah,
You understand? Give them big wit, give education.
Let me mention straight away. Can't do that.
give him a better life.
Who told you that man living in Africa has not got a better life? Who gave you that kind of theory?
That's what we.
Who tell you that I don't like living in my mud hut?
That's what we're talking in the West.
And you know, if some of your people took it too far, we're trying to
Thank
get
you.
too much fun.
You heard him worse. You heard him
right way.
worse 1 week,
You know?
or you're there living in Croydon. What would you prefer?
Hey, listen, that's
Where would you
that's
prefer to live,
subjective.
Tom?
That's the personal
Yeah, that's subjective.
Personal preference.
Where would you prefer to live? Your mother in the village.
Hold on.
Wonderful place.
Now, if you go into
That's a
slave
wonderful
trade,
place.
we were docile, we were enjoying our countries, and then Christopher Columbus
Coming
appeared.
together. Is that
And
what
next
tells me?
minute we're brought into some other country. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say, yeah,
The man's talking about Chris. I beg you move on. Christopher Columbus. You know.
yeah. But I'm trying to
That's where
say,
it started and Chelsea
Yeah.
carrying on.
yeah. Thank you. You see,
This is why they
thank you.
This is why they got a
You
whole
really
corner of their
whitewashing.
stadium booing Sterling. 'Cause they're
Watching
still-
Arsenal's trips to Really?
Alright, we're moving on.
Yeah. Well, you know, now we got to the. Now that he's admitted, now we can get to the Ajax game.
No.
Why you have to keep looking at this?
So 2-1 against Watford last week.
Yeah.
Pulisic seems like he's arrived in the Premier League.
Yeah.
4 goals in 2 games. Obviously, Tammy scored again. I think he is second
Third,
top
I think.
scorer after Vardy.
No, he's after. He's next.
Wait a second, eh?
He's second.
Drake with he's either Drake. This is what the 11. I think it's 11-10-9 or 11-9-9.
I think he's second.
Joint second.
And obviously, Frank Lampard just won Manager of the Month.
And he's got 4 guys in the got call up for England. And all
Oh,
that.
the
Won
team.
all these games in October and stuff
Won all
like
the
that.
games,
Thanks,
yeah.
So good.
And if Leicester,
Who would have thought game?
no, sorry, not Leicester, if Man United
City
sorry,
lose.
If
and
Liverpool-
Leicester win. Yeah.
can do what these guys are saying tomorrow,
Sportsman, mate. Sportsman.
We drop
Then
gears on them.
Leicester will go second, and I think they potentially have. I think they're on the same points as Leicester. I think they're both on 23 points. Yeah. No, Chelsea and Leicester both on 23 points.
I don't think they can. I think Chelsea.
Say that again, if what?
I think Chelsea and Leicester are on the same points. Both
Yeah, they
got
are.
23 points.
They are. Leicester
So
got very big.
if Man City lose, and both
But Leicester beat
Chelsea,
you, lot.
They're fourth.
Just say it, isn't it?
If City lose and they not win, they're fourth.
that's what I'm trying to say.
I see why you're saying that come earlier.
So,
That's
yeah,
the game,
bro.
innit? That's the game. Pizzagate. when he teeth and get Vieira sent off.
So Lee,
Little jackass.
Yeah.
you top 4 finish now, or
Oh, definitely.
yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Top 3.
top 3
The thing looks done right now. Still, the league looks done.
looks finished right now.
I think the top 5 done. Still, top 5. Maybe even top 6. The Sheffield United are kind of not. I think we got a better squad.
Sheffield got who?
You got a better squad
Yo,
than
that's
Leicester.
my second team, you know.
Who's your second team?
Sheffield United. I keep telling you, man. Mind them come and win this Premiership.
United 10, Tottenham 11. That looks about right.
Yeah. Do you? I remember Leicester.
Roberto now.
No, you know why it was? Because I was just about to take a
Sportsman.
swing of this, man. We're going to choke.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, they did win 3-0 last weekend, but I mean, Liverpool and Man City are far ahead of everybody else.
Okay.
Well,
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. I'm talking about Europe though. Sheffield United can go Europe.
oh, definitely. Look what Wolves are doing in Europe. But the problem is, Aubameyang scores after 21 minutes. All we needed to do is see the game out or score another goal. We just can't seem
Why does
to.
everyone do that then?
No, but I'm saying, like, we're Arsenal and we're at home against Wolves.
Yeah.
Score the second goal or see the game out.
You are aware that we're both in the same competition.
No, yes, but what I'm saying is, Watford draw,
Yeah,
Man United draw,
No, that's
Liverpool
not
5-5
That's
draw.
normal. Yeah.
All we're doing is drawing. We can't seem to buy or win.
No, that's our level though.
And today we might lose.
It's our level. What do we have to do?
Bro, we've got
You told me.
we've got
No.
Lacazette.
So what's
I'm not
wrong?
gonna say Pepe.
What's
Problem
wrong?
is you can't defend.
What's wrong?
At 1-0,
Bro, we can't go and get 3 goals.
manager-
or
oh,
2
no,
goals.
Yeah, of course, that's different. But
Wes,
at 1-0,
Wes,
and you
let me-
can't
let me-
defend.
What's wrong?
Our manager.
What's wrong with him?
What's right with him?
So you don't like him, I take it.
I
don't think he's good enough?
I don't. Good enough for what? Arsenal.
Yeah.
He booked
Yeah, he's
my
good
man
enough
for that
So
tackle.
it's not about your players, it's about your manager.
Definitely.
And
Definitely not.
Nistelrooy just clattered.
Seriously. So you think you got sufficient players? You have the right caliber of players in order for you to be in a better position than you are now.
Yeah, this is good.
I am Chimsy.
So where you should. So if you had a different manager like Brendan Rodgers,
You done with this my man's conversation.
you'd be with Leicester. Right?
No.
So you think you have.
You're not getting away, you know, bro.
So you think that you've got the same caliber of
Man
players
City.
where Man City is?
We be up there with City.
So you believe that you have the same caliber of players as Leicester?
Our players are better than Leicester players.
You sound like troops.
Our players are better than. No, we would be based on.
No, you know what
If
happened?
you know, if you check it, yeah, United.
Joe said a draw, but he didn't mean it. That's what I know
Wolves.
from last week. You didn't mean
I
that
didn't mean the draws.
conversation.
I didn't mean the draw.
You were saying.
Look at our manager. Our players are way better than Wolves players. Another manager, we're beating Wolves. And we beat United, we'd have beat Watford. That's 6 points.
Brendan
We'd be on
Rodgers
23
probably-
points.
They're talking about him coming. You know they asked him
We'd
yesterday.
have lost to Liverpool. with
No, they
both
asked.
managers.
They asked Brendan Rodgers yesterday. You know.
Probably
Well,
draw
that- yeah,
with
that's-
both
yeah,
managers.
that's a
We'd draw that
derby.
game.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's the
derby.
thing. But them other games, we'd have won.
Joe,
With another manager.
So they asked Brendan Rodgers yesterday about Arsenal.
Yeah.
They said to him, you've been linked, blah 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 blah. What do you think? Would you like him to come there?
Yeah.
Do you think he would go?
Right now, yeah.
No, I don't think he
I
did.
don't-
He said he wouldn't.
If he,
I don't think he
you know what it is? If he, it depends on what he can. The way it looks right now, yeah. Leicester might have the same or more money than us. So, where's he going really?
Right. So he said his words, if I'm not mistaken. That I'm at a good sized club. He also says that he says obviously when you're doing well, you're linked with these things. Anyway, so it's just his kind of hearsay.
Yeah.
But I think that says a lot about him, about what he's doing for him to be kind of supposedly the number one contender. But it also says that your manager's in trouble, mate. Because they
He
started.
should be in trouble.
Brendan
Started.
Rodgers is smart.
They
as well.
started with the rock, you know.
He
They
should
started
be.
with it.
No,
now.
he
Started with
was.
you know the newspapers and that.
That's what Brendan Rodgers is smart. You got to look at it this way, right?
We're not in a bad position. Now.
He's left England and gone up north when it was a bit ropey for Liverpool. I think he did a good job overall, but he got moved on. He's gone up north. Now this is his big chance to come back and prove that I'm actually the best British manager going right now.
He's doing a good
Why
job
would
at
he,
Leicester.
after less than a season, it's less than a season, isn't it? Less than a season, January's a year, leave and potentially erase all the good work of the previous year.
Also-
It only takes one season to do that.
Yeah.
He will
And
stay at Leicester
also,
at
do you
least
not think,
at least
and this goes for Wes and both of you, do you not
To
think that,
solidify it.
as Roberto was talking about last week when I was watching this yesterday, that your fans and all the Arsenal fan
And he don't
TV
want all that.
would,
He don't want
would,
that.
would be
He
like,
don't want
oh, I don't know if I want to go there for all that, you know, all that heat. What do you
He
mean?
won't want
So
that.
you don't think that may be a hindrance of people coming to you?
No. The reason why it's like that.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Wes?
No, the reason why it's like that, yeah, is because number one, the manager's been doing dumb stuff.
Right, you miss what I'm saying to you. I get all that. What I'm saying is,
No, but
but
any
managers do dumb stuff. What I'm saying, but
Yeah.
if you're at Leicester doing well, hitting third, looking good, might see yourself in top 4 place. Would you want to go to Arsenal knowing what can happen outside the ground after you have a bad
That
result?
can happen anywhere.
Yeah, but it can, but it happens at Arsenal on a
Because
week-in,
it's bad
week-out
at
basis.
Arsenal.
But what I'm saying is, but fundamentally they got rid of Wenger, your fans, and the results and all the rest of it.
I mean, I don't think we did. I
You
think
don't?
it was Wenger's time.
It was
But
overdue.
Yeah, but as
Yeah,
a manager,
overdue.
do you not want to ask you as a manager? Don't you think that might be a hindrance of
No,
going there?
but
You
I'll
don't.
tell you why.
Whereas
If
you
you're
think
actually
that?
a good, no, if you're actually a good manager, you will not encounter those problems.
Yeah, but you never know. But you never know what's gonna come around the corner.
You do know.
Man might
No.
might decide to, boy, he had on the red shoes, you know, is he stupid?
You gotta remember, yeah. Okay, you see, no, but you're not. This is what you're not. You're not. Like, if you watch Arsenal fans TV, yeah, Troops only became thingy out about 2 weeks ago.
Emery.
And in the same game on the way there, he said, "Have you seen? Have you seen?"
Emery-
On the way there, he said, "Yeah, have you seen my team formation?"
I was Emery out well before him.
And then on the way home, he was on the way home. He was thinking me jig. On the way home,
Yeah,
he was.
that's the first time he said it.
But
And
within
people have
90
been
minutes.
answering him.
Within 90 minutes, so he's changed.
No,
his-
but people have been answering him. What do you think about Emery? What do you think? He said, no, riding. Riding with Emery. He was riding. Like he was saying, no, that's my manager. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, but
Joe,
boys, see, do you not
this
think
is
that
this is
that
part of the
could be-
problem.
Oh,
That's part of the problem, and it's not like let me
No, they
try.
asked everyone.
But this is my problem.
Are you coming?
This is part of the problem, Joe. This is what I'm trying to tell you. When I was saying what I was saying last week, I'm not saying it's everyone, but the reality is the focus is on people like Troops. So even if Troops had,
They're the main guys in fan TV.
like the media don't care about people like you, Joe.
What does that
You're gonna
mean, though?
talk sense.
You
You
understand? The media are not following
If
Troops.
Leicester,
You don't.
It's headlines.
Bro, they're the guys that are getting the headline.
They are.
Even if
What
Troops,
media?
listen,
Social media.
Not
Real media.
real media.
Real media.
Yeah, what I'm saying, I don't mean Troops, literally. I'm talking about people that
AFCT,
right.
they are
What I'm trying to
looking
say
into
to you is this. Even in that moment, Troops had a watershed moment in that game and was finally Arsenal out, Emery out. And it was legit. It weren't just him being impulsive.
Yeah.
You see how quickly the memes and that come up. The media are driving the narrative. Even if he's reasoning behind Emery out now are legit.
So are you seeing this in the newspapers?
I'm just talking in
Sky
I'm
Sports
talking in
News.
general.
Wait, you have to separate media from social media.
No, bro. I don't anymore. You don't anymore. It's just as powerful. It's just as powerful. And the difference between the news media is they will not necessarily pinpoint Troops, but they will summarize and generalize a certain.
Why would they not pinpoint him?
They won't because the
Why
narrative is
Because it doesn't help the
I
narrative.
agree they won't. But why won't they?
because they got an objective to destroy. So they build up and destroy.
That gives you more likes, that gives you more views, more subscriptions.
They would use him.
No, the narrative has started because most of the time when it's like what's going on with Poch. The narrative has started. Is he really a decent manager? No, he's not.
One second, remember.
The media
media,
start that.
definitely.
The media start that because
Well,
you look
no,
at the
he's-
results.
So it's happening without.
I see where you're coming from. You're saying the results.
What I would say,
hold on.
What I would
he's
say
right.
is,
Yeah,
Poch
the results.
started it with the results.
Your
So
results.
it's the same thing with the Arsenal thing.
Yeah.
What's going on? It's all
Right. But you know, if you know,
But again,
going on?
back to what I was saying last week. This is just. I was pinpointing certain elements of a wider problem.
Yeah.
Yes, it starts with results. That's how the narrative was always driven.
Yeah.
But the difference between Tottenham fan TV or whatever it's called and Arsenal fan TV is not as divisive. So the media can't use that to drive the
Yes,
narrative.
and I hear that. Hold on. And I hear that. But give them 2 seasons. It's gonna be like 2 seasons.
Listen, it's about what?
I want to
It's
watch
about
there. It's about to be toxic over there.
Tune into real media, like Talk Sports, Sky Sports.
Yeah,
You'll hear more Tottenham fans.
Let me stop you there.
There's more Tottenham fans.
on real stuff.
Let me stop you there. Remember, they had a slot on Sky
Sports.
where Gary Neville was talking to troops and Claude.
So they're now mainstream.
So now they've made it, and it was Gary Neville said, "Be careful what you wish for." So they've
Oh, the Wenger thing. The Wenger times.
Yeah.
Hey, what you ain't answering my question. What I said to you was,
Okay.
do you think?
No.
Do you? And I asked you, Wes. I know you said no.
Yeah.
Do you think
That
that
would
would
affect
hinder?
the manager's decision.
Just yeah. Have to have some.
I think more. I think more
That's it.
of what's happening behind the scenes in the club.
But that's general thing.
I don't
What I'm
think what's
saying
happening
is,
outside.
Where's under normal circumstances I would agree, but if you even buy into what I'm saying a little bit, like the fan situation is a key factor into managers joining that club. I honestly believe that.
I
Bro.
think
Is it worth it?
Okay,
That's
all
what
I can say.
can't see it
Hold
being
on.
done.
All I could say is I wouldn't say that. But when Emre is gonna leave, or maybe they're gonna sack him or whatever, we'll see. But I think Arsenal Fan TV is a platform for people to say what they feel needs to be said after a game. Sometimes it's gonna come across wrong because, say if we go and lose 3-1 to Leicester today, you travelled all the way up there, you might have had work yesterday or work last night, you're going to be vexed.
Yeah,
So when you come out, and someone starts asking
difference
questions, you're going to go, you might be a bit
and this vent your frustration.
But if they ask you tomorrow, if they ask you on Sunday now, you might see it a bit different.
And I agree about this again. This feeds into. We could have a discussion about this for hours. All of that feeds into a much wider problem, which is sometimes quite unique to sports, like the tribalism element.
It's because those fans, they're all disgruntled. Man is watching that because you can hear that guy like.
Alright, look at that for timing. Look. Look at that for timing.
Have you watched Arsenal Fans TV when we win?
No.
They never win, so I don't.
Hey!
This is why. Hold on. We can't talk about serious stuff. If people are not going to be serious, he's already made my whole argument.
No, he hasn't. I have to tell you. I know what you're going to
Hold on, Roberto.
Arsenal Fan TV.
When we
tell me
win,
if I'm lying. Is probably the biggest of all of those media things.
Of course,
It's 2 million people.
Now, why is it the biggest?
Because it's good to watch.
And why is it good to
Because
watch?
they're fighting against each other and cussing and keeping up ethics.
Exactly.
And I've been trying to tell him this for weeks. And they
No, listen. That's us. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
But as I said,
I go and look for it, you know.
That's why people watch it. So if people don't watch it, entertaining.
I never watch it.
Yeah.
Because he knows.
Who's that? Season ticket, man. Gary.
You never watch.
Gary's deluded.
Yeah, but
I don't watch it.
He's deluded.
But he's the same one that said, why did Liverpool buy Ox?
What you do have to understand about the MP for Beckenham, he is.
But let me say something.
Gary's
Gary's the same man who said Emery was a great manager. He's the same man who's saying Emery's a great manager.
Club 100.
Right. And you got to remember, with Gary, in his defence, we never knew whether he's Wenger in or out until after he left. And then we all of us for years have tried to get that out of him.
What I need you guys to do, is because what you lot are falling into is the bad narrative. Watch Arsenal Fan TV when we win. Watch it when we win, and then we'll have a conversation about it.
Yeah, but it's not as entertaining though. Why would I do that for?
Stop! What you're doing is backing up Joe. It's not as entertaining. So that means it's not that we're toxic. It's not that nothing. When we lose, we express it, and they express it in a way that is entertaining, which is what I've been saying the whole time. That's why it's successful. When you watch if you watch Red Devils TV, people are cussing the same way.
All the time,
They haven't blown.
They ain't blown.
That's all it is.
On the platform.
They haven't blown.
Hold on, and let me add to
the
this.
Tottenham one.
Hold on.
You would hear the same.
Let's double team them. Tag me in.
I listen to Talk Sport every night. It's mad that that there.
No.
Hold on.
One more
At the same time, hold on. At the same time, why have you got ex-players like Ian Wright? Kevin Campbell's got a show on Arsenal Fan TV with one of the guys there. So why is it ex-players are gonna come and get involved in Arsenal Fan TV?
Because of the
platform
they have and the
how many
audience
followers?
is growing.
How many followers? How many
2 million.
It's like 1.8 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That don't mean that there's not twice as much watching.
No, of course.
Yeah.
As you well know.
Because
Come on.
Yeah.
So that's what
But
you ask me why it's
what
on
is
there.
wrong with Arsenal Fan TV?
And nothing's wrong with it. All I'm saying is influential to stuff in your club. That's all I'm saying. It is influential.
Please tell me.
So do what I go look for it.
Wait.
I go look for that.
Joe, don't get too.
Thank you for your views.
No, wait.
Don't get too. Don't let them step on your corn,
How's
bro.
that influential?
What do you mean?
Do you know what influential means?
Yes,
Influential
he had an
means
influence.
it's influence stuff.
Yes.
What is him watching it? What influence?
No,
No.
it.
It's about.
Okay, then what Arsenal Fan TV influence? Tell me now what the influence.
This
So
conversation
This conversation.
is a
In
prime
the
example.
club. He said in the club.
Right, okay, so okay.
They
So
must
you
have
don't feel,
influenced
you don't
something.
feel, I'm just honest question.
They must have been.
Do you don't feel that Arsenal
I'll
Fan
give it.
TV
They
had
must
remember,
have.
and I've seen Wenger out in a boxing match in LA. I've seen my whole I saw my life.
I can't remember the word
Joe, you can't use that one.
You
because-
tried to say that Arsenal Fan TV had no influence into Arsenal Wenger leaving the club.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what it is you lot are not Arsenal fans, so you don't watch Arsenal Fan TV. You pop in when we lose or when it's bad.
To see-
Arsenal's
There's
Fan
no
TV,
consistency.
Arsenal Fan TV.
But they can't risk because you lose more often.
Arsenal Fan TV is split. There is man in there.
Very
Right?
split.
Remember, the key people are Robbie, Ty,
Yeah.
Troops, DT,
Claude.
DT.
And the African brother,
What's African
he's praying.
brother?
The African brother, he will not have you dissing, booing, cussing, doesn't
Right.
agree with
He's
you.
very
He's
respectful.
right. Ty, we
will call
could
him
lose
a
20-0. I'm telling you, the better team lost. He doesn't care.
Yeah, but he's like, but
Hold on.
No,
He's making his point.
Let him
So
speak.
therefore, it's not all out, bad. Ty will tell you Wenger's the best manager ever. Bring Wenger back.
Right,
He'll tell you all this stuff. So therefore,
Okay, let me ask you
how
something.
could it be, that Arsenal Fan TV drove Wenger out or made any? That's
No,
the
that's
only
not-
decision.
that's
No, that wasn't the
not
question.
what he said.
That wasn't the question.
It
You
was
said
an
influence.
It had an
Influence.
Listen.
Can I ask you a question?
Let me put
Carl,
it to you
let me
this
ask you a
way.
question. Carl,
Let me put it to you this way. We've seen situations.
you know what's Arsenal?
I've never actually watched it.
Big Arsenal fan.
He's an Arsenal fan. He said he's never watched it.
Why don't you watch it, Carlos? Mate?
From what I've
It's not for him.
For what you've
It's not
heard.
for you.
No, ask this
I've
question.
seen- from what I've seen, I just don't think it's
Positive?
I don't know. I can't really give you a real.
It's just not for you, I like Carlos.
I've seen little bits, and I just don't think it's.
You don't think it's good for the club? Then?
Sometimes I'm wondering how long these people have supported Arsenal. Sometimes I'm wondering if they're, you know what I'm saying?
Why is that?
What is their real thing? Because sometimes just some of their arguments, some of the things that they've said. But like I said, I can't go into detail.
Because you don't
watch it. I don't-
And that's fine.
it doesn't
And that's his
entertain me.
opinion. That's
Right,
fine.
but take note because it's disheartening for you. You don't like it. You don't like it. I'm not going to get involved in that. I don't like it. Like I said, influencing. It's influencing him. Look at that. Here we go. Right there. Because he doesn't want to get involved with what I don't have nothing to do because he doesn't think it's positive.
He didn't say that. Number was his mouth.
He didn't say it's not
He
positive.
didn't say that.
Oh,
Say that, Carlos?
Yes.
I think from what I've seen at time off of it, I think maybe what I was seeing was something that I didn't agree with, maybe, and I just said to myself, nah, I can't watch this.
I'll leave it alone.
What didn't you agree with? Do you have an example or you don't remember?
To be honest, I don't-
Because what it is, he's thinking for some reason, okay, hold on. An influence, that means, he would, in that instance,
Let's run coming in.
they would be influenced you to feel a way about Arsenal. Have they made you feel any way about Arsenal? Any different?
No, Arsenal made me feel a way about Arsenal.
Right. Arsenal doing a big enough job at it without the fan TV.
Thank you.
I'm going to say it again. You Arsenal, you guys, basically, you believe that the only influence on your club is from, or the only way to influence you is from your club. That's fine.
So
It's not, that's not the case.
No,
Or Sky
no.
News,
Listen,
ITV, this, whoever that wouldn't be doing
I'm
that.
telling you now. The biggest fans that have any influence in the world, yeah, is Liverpool fans. I'm gonna tell you that. Let me explain. Arsenal FC, we have the most expensive ticket price. Not in London, not in England, not in Europe.
Oh, wow.
Not in the world, in the galaxy. In the galaxy. Namely, so we have the most expensive tickets. You can pay to watch us. Yeah. You have to pay the most than any other team ever. Yeah. Which player do we have that is better, close to, or even played with any of the best players in the world at the minute?
Okay.
Cool. Liverpool tried to put their season ticket up by about £2.
and they hit the ceiling.
And what happened?
It might be 3 or 4.
They went mad.
They went ballistic.
Yep.
Sorry.
Correct.
You know what? We're going to give you a discount.
Correct.
We're going to bring it the whole original price.
When was that?
Let me finish.
Let him have his platform.
You sit there and say our fans have more of an influence. We couldn't dream of having that.
I'm not saying. All
That's
I'm
so
saying
easy
is,
to answer.
Let's say, yeah.
We have a positive impact on our
not
club.
a negative one.
Not a negative one, Joe.
We could try and do that.
And Joe, listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to say it again. The majority of Arsenal fans, Arsenal fan TV doesn't encompass the majority of Arsenal fans. Yeah? I'm going to also say, Arsenal fan TV isn't the only problem within Arsenal. I've been saying this for 2 weeks now. All I'm saying to you is, it builds into a bigger narrative that's being driven by media.
If that man did not reduce that price,
Yeah.
But they've been mad.
But they did. But they did.
The reason why they did is because your fans have more of an influence than us.
But it's a point. We didn't have,
that was the days of
we didn't have to go down
Gillette,
that. No, this was a couple seasons ago.
No, it's Fenway.
A couple seasons ago.
It's Fenway.
It's a couple
I
seasons
think it
ago.
was when they were still whoever there now.
No, it was Fenway.
It's a
I mean,
couple
it's
seasons ago,
Hicks and
yeah.
Gillette. It's Hicks and Gillette because the fans didn't like Hicks and Gillette.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's why
it
they
wasn't
were
our current
ballistic.
owners.
No, it is our current. Oh, it was a season or two ago.
It wasn't that long
FSG.
ago. Yeah.
It was. Joe's
That long
right.
ago.
Okay.
But what I mean is, Arsenal couldn't do that with how our structure is, and that's why the frustration.
But Joe, this is where I don't have any form of answer.
The board is mad.
This is
your board is different.
Our board has 250 million in the bank.
Yeah.
No club in the world has that either.
And this goes back to my original statement of the bad culture of the club.
Sitting down.
It's different at Liverpool.
But that's a different narrative.
So why you
what the
got
Arsenal TV is about?
No,
because
that's why Arsenal fans
that's how they live.
And that's actually good business. That's not bad business.
No, what they're giving us here is not sufficient for what we are paying as well.
And can you go into what they promised us when we moved to the
What
Emirates?
they promised us when we moved.
Remember, we'll be up there with.
That will be up there with.
Wait. We can't influence nothing.
Joe, but this goes back to my original statement. It's about the culture of the club. Now you're talking about things that have impacted the culture of the club. I'm not arguing about the promises that were made. I'm not arguing about how much you pay for your ticket price. But this is all feeds into the overall culture of the club. That's why we can moan and they drop ticket prices.
The issue is you're saying what's the concern for the manager. The concern for the manager
would be the board
and how you're going to treat you. If the board treat you right, then it will come out on the pitch.
No.
And the fans will treat you right.
And in most cases I would agree,
You
but
remember,
I'm saying Arsenal's unique.
The whole time we were suffering wrong with Wenger.
Because of your
because of the ground
and all
there
that.
was no
Supposedly.
noise. When Wenger was saying top four was a trophy, we
There was no
cheered
noise.
with him.
There was no noise.
Not man thing. Arsenal fan TV was still about.
Still about.
It's when the
Just
board
haven't blown
tells you, we move here. We're selling our best players. We're charging you $1.50 for a season ticket so that we compete with the best. And then you're not. You're going and buying mad players for less than what we spent before.
Who were the biggest spenders in the last transfer window?
Arsenal.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Stop putting it
In terms of a number.
Hold on.
In terms of cash,
You're missed, you know, Lee. We miss you now, still. You need to come off to it still.
Let me talk. For 1 year, whenever you're doing a window, if you're doing a thing, you have to do net spend. That's one. For sure, you have to do net spend. There was ins and outs. So we didn't actually spend that much. We sold players and we bought players. So no.
How much did you sell for?
Our next spend was about what they said. No, they said
A Wobie.
What they said 40 something million was available. and that was our next spend.
You sold him, and
Yeah.
then you bought
Our next bill
some
was
French guy for about, he was about 18, and you
Yeah,
put him back in
30
his club. How much did you pay for it?
30,
27.
27, 30.
What kind of business is that?
What's wrong with that?
No, but Arsenal's window was done on deets.
What's wrong
It
with
was
that?
done on finance.
Yeah.
My man said it was done on deep.
Finance. Right?
Like, we spent the most in terms of value.
The net spend is what
But
he
we
said.
didn't, we
Yeah.
didn't
Money has to come out at some point.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why we spent 72 on Pepe, but didn't want to pay for Williams for Wilfred Zaha because they wanted the money up.
Right, they didn't want to pay. They didn't splash the money for Zaha.
You
We had
didn't.
to go
Yeah.
get Pepe on finance. So,
But you guys, everyone's going on like finance is a bad thing in football.
Everybody does it. Everybody
But
does
that's
it.
look.
it's
Come
slowed
on,
down
we-
now. It's slowed down
Everyone
now.
does it. Everyone
We're
does
still
it.
missing missing
What
the
you mean?
narrative.
Like,
Is it a bad influence or is it a good influence?
But when the money man,
Listen.
Abramovich and City man come in,
That's
they
like wallet.
change the whole game.
Does-
It's not finance anymore.
Is Arsenal TV commercially sponsored? Yes or no?
Is it what?
Bad books.
Right.
And wash and go in it.
And secondly,
I think
Yeah.
it was seriously.
so it's commercially sponsored.
Yeah.
So in other words, there's a brand. There's a brand about
Associated
it.
with it.
Yeah.
So there is a social influence by what goes on because brands don't buy into something that's not got no use.
Yeah.
No, they buy into stuff that can make you money, innit? And that you're getting views, innit? They're
Right,
getting-
right.
and
So
they
they're
say
buying
they've got
into so there
that
must
box
be
have
an
said, "Bruh, you've done got 2 million thingies."
right.
So
So there
when
must
it's
be
watching,
an
you hold some
influence.
peace.
You don't have 2 million people watching a show that has no influence.
What do you mean? Define influence.
It has an influence based upon what it's what
It's entertainment.
it might be entertaining, but it still has an influence. That is what social media
I'll have
does.
influence.
Yeah, listen, let's stick to the point. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm
the end of the
watching
no,
it.
no,
You
but
said
yeah,
people
it
are
has,
watching
yeah, but you don't have people watching a program that has no influence because 2 million people just have nothing to do with themselves. It has a commercial influence, and secondly, it is not called Arsenal TV.
It's not. It's Arsenal fan
Fan.
TV.
No, it's AF. Why was it changed?
Because they were making money off Arsenal, and it's nothing to do with Arsenal.
It was changed because of the influence that the
No,
program
it's
is
not the
doing.
influence.
It
It's
is.
because it's a
It is.
business now.
And exactly.
No,
The brand that owns. No, hold on. If it's nothing to do with Arsenal, you cannot use the name.
Exactly. That's why I don't use the
Right.
name.
Yeah, exactly. So why would you say 2 million people watching something has no influence? I don't want it associated with
They
me.
didn't make it.
Because they could have easily bought it. Arsenal could have said, yeah, we'll take that in like Google does. They go and buy firms and say, right, we'll have that as a product. But Arsenal don't want it because it has a negative influence over the company.
Can I just say something very
They might
quickly?
not like
Remember a
what
couple
they
of weeks ago we spoke about this very subject,
Yeah.
and I forgot something very key. You can use the name Arsenal. You can. Even Liverpool had the same thing about with FSG trying to buy the rights to Liverpool, and it got rejected. The trademark claim got rejected.
Maybe they don't have it.
You
The
can
reason
use the
why-
name Arsenal if it's not associated to the same product that Arsenal
No,
stands
you
for.
can. You can as well.
Okay.
There's certain exceptions, but Liverpool have just lost. FSG have just lost a trademark claim because
Right.
you know outside the ground, people
Yeah.
sending the scars with Liverpool versus this and that.
Yeah.
That's always been part of the fabric of that community, right?
Yeah.
They tried to trademark it to stop these people because they want all the fee, and
Yeah.
it got rejected. So
Yeah.
in some instances you can. I think back to my point a few weeks ago, and Joe did put up some good points and made me kind of change my mind. But at the time I forgot this. You can use it, but I think it is to do with the negativity. Whether it's right or
You
wrong.
don't. This is different to Arsenal.
No, he's talking on the point of the commercial
It's-
aspect
yeah,
of the
it's
brand.
like, I just think
You can't just run around using the next man's name.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
but
true. You can't.
if it's not her,
But what
if
I'm
it's not
saying
her,
is that-
Yeah, but you still have
No. What he's saying is right. If you feel you want it, you
Yeah.
can say here's
Yeah.
it. But at
You
the
buy
same
it.
time, if Arsenal say to Robbie, boom, we want to sponsor you, or we want to buy
Thank you.
anything and make thing for this, they'll be like, you're not gonna be able to. You can't speak a certain way
Thank
about
you.
your own player.
Yes.
So guys, thanks for watching. The energy was nice today. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Gone.